The garage shop's really about the people. As my one bay garage grew to bigger and bigger projects and cup racing left us old guys behind, I took it upon myself to build a fun factory for craftsmen that want to build one-off, very special vehicles that other people won't do or can't do. I love to look at other people's vehicles and learn from them and incorporate a lot of ideas that I see from other craftsmen, other shops into our stuff. But at the end of the day, the garage shop is about people. It's about drive, it's about determination. It's about getting the job done. When you have all those things, quality projects aren't that hard. We're very fortunate to work with a lot of quality companies like Steal It that have quality products that need a proving ground. All these resources and people do their little part, and the end result is a lot of little parts that make something really, really cool. We were at Bonneville last year, and Bonneville's a different place. It's very purist. They like roadsters and streamliners and lakesters, and I get it. It's their house. Don't bring a bulldozer to their playground. And that's not what we did, but you know, we're NASCAR guys. We're from North Carolina. Why not take a cup car to Bonneville? Where else can you go race it and see how fast this thing will go? And they weren't real impressed. They had an issue about something, this, that, or the other. They said, build a car that fits a class. I said, what class do you race in? Well, we race in a C Street Roadster. What is that? It's a street roadster. It's got to have headlights and a tail light. And I said, what engine do you put in it? Anything you want. Okay. And being in touch, you know, with Roush Yates engines, I said, I'm going to build 2 Roadsters and come back here next year, just because you told me to. And as soon as I said it, I was just like, oh, this is going to get out of control. And it did. As we were finishing our cars up last year for Bonneville, we were on the setup plate. We had to make a change on the control arm with the sway bar link. And these are nickel plated, you know, supposed to be rust proof and all this. So we cut it off, ground all the nickel plating off, and welded new tabs back on both sides of the sway bar. At that point, we're 3 days before we're gonna put the car in the trailer. Max Siegel works here, and he's so detail oriented. He's like, we gotta cover that up. I'm like, I don't care. It's gonna get rusty anyway. So Max, we're not taking it like that. So he goes off and comes in the office and says, I have this paint, and they say it's the best thing ever for corrosion. And I'm looking at it, I said, well, it's a coating. He said, well, this is it. I'm like, okay. If this makes you happy, do it. So at that point, he goes and coats the lower control arms around everything. We go to Bonneville, and basically it destroys our cars. All the nuts, bolts, everything that's metal needs to about be thrown away. So we're out here working, and Max walks up to me with those 2 A-frames with the Steal It on it. He goes, I want to show you something. Look, it's a control arm, and all the nickel plating that's supposed to stop the rust and corrosion is destroyed. Look where I touched it up with the Steal It. It looks like the day we coated it. We need to get a hold of those guys. And then Mr. Fagan from Steal It just happened to be in the area and started talking to us, and he goes, well, what do you think? I says, best stuff I've seen since sliced bread. Not only that, we've welded through it without issue. You can't do that with powder coat or spray paint or anything. We used Steal It coatings on so many other things over the course of the last year. And what I like about it is I'm really particular about how our cars look and present themselves from a quality standpoint. If we would have used, say, a paint, that part gets taken off that car 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a year to get spruced up. In my mind, that's an hour or 2 of messing around times 10 That's a lot of money to paint that little widget and keep it shiny throughout the year, when with steel, you put it on there and roll on.